the end of the the continental finals of Europe, not the global finals just yet. And surprisingly, or not, mTw versus Alternate.
Yeah, I don't think that's a big surprise to anyone who saw the first day. It may be a surprise to some who didn't see that first day that Alternate have got here all the way. But really, it's the two form teams of these past days, and it should be a great game. I think Alternate are coming with absolutely nothing to lose.
Yeah, certainly not. As we talked to the managers earlier, Siga said, well, we feel like we've already won this tournament almost. The fact that we've got this far, we were already top 3, now they're definitely top 2. This is just a bonus almost, and just to really stamp that Alternate name out there.
And that's a big part of this. I mean, Alternate are a German brand, a German company, coming here to CeBIT and saying, hey, everyone, look at us. For them as a business, it's a big success.
Yeah, of course, and there's a lot of money on the line in this game. I mean, it's not just about the pride either. There is that cold, hard cash as well. So, lots to win in this game. Not much to lose, in my opinion, for Alternate. mTw may be feeling a little bit of pressure. They've got Alternate coming at them. We'll find that out in a while when we talk to the managers.
I'm not sure guys with plastic swords and axes really know what pressure is. They clearly know how to take the pressure off one another, that's for sure.
Or beat each other up until they don't feel any pressure anymore.
True Vikings.
So what are you thinking about this? We're going to be playing Train, which was a map yesterday that we saw mTw destroy MYM on. I mean, 15-0 in the first half on CT side. Alternate must have been watching that one and now thinking, well, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, Alternate definitely were watching that one. They just came off the stage and watched our cast of it. So they know that MJE is... well, a man that just doesn't seem to miss his shots on Train after yesterday's evidence. He was just, well, check if he was cheating, because he was that good.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Holding the inner bomb site, it was... I don't remember one time where they got past him in that area. I mean, he was coming around the back, catching him by surprise almost every time he did it, and was just coming up absolutely huge with every frag that he aimed for, he took.
The big thing here is that interesting battles will come from Sunder versus the AWPs. Whether they'll go with a double AWP with Moon and a Prox, or whether they'll just pick one of those to do the AWP. Boast of, well, real talent on the server.
Well, let's bring the first team up then on stage. Of course, it will be Alternate Attacks from Germany. As we heard them from them after the last game, Moon said they play 40% better when the crowd is shouting their name.
So you guys better find your voices.
Yeah, maybe if you're loud enough, we can stretch that one to 50. So let's bring Alternate up then. First man on the stage will be Romanar. And again, he's been, for me, very impressive throughout this whole tournament. Solid top performer, really, in my eyes.
Yes, he and the other Roman have just, it's something about the name.
Something about the name. And this man certainly is no slouch either, Pan. We've seen him in many, many clutch situations throughout this tournament. And he'll be looking to do that again here in the final. Then, of course, we have the main AWP player that we'll see no doubt in action against Sunder. Is, of course, a Prox. And then we have Boom. We've heard from him quite a lot this weekend. And he's very, very happy with getting into this final. Then, finally, but certainly not least, is, of course, Roman. And the last game, he was just huge.
I'm thinking about renaming myself to Roman because it seems that it'll help you play Counter-Strike.
Roman S.
Roman S, that could be me, or Roman Pot. Fail.
Good joke.
Yeah.
So let's bring up their challengers. Obviously, Attacks need a team to play in this final. And it, of course, will be mTw coming from Denmark, the form team of 2008, looking to continue it here. And first man on stage, complete with his Viking axe, will be Sonic. He looks quite scary.
Sonic scares me even when he hasn't got an axe.
That's another great thing about this lineup. All great guys, all love to have fun on stage. And MJE, of course, we talked about him already. His Train performance yesterday against MYM, absolutely formidable. Then we have AVE, who earlier on today, in clutch situations, it seemed almost like every round, taking down 2 people here, 3 people there. Then we have, with Sword in his back, it's going to come out, if you can find it, is Wimp.
It's He-Man.
Then the final man on stage is the the Counter-Strike Player of the Year from the Esports Awards 2008. It is Sunder, the AWPer, and certainly on Train, we're going to see that guy in action a lot today.
Certainly, our big smile on his face, he's got his eyebrows covered, well, something. Fashionable guy. Takes advice from me.
Well, it's always good to see mTw coming out there having so much fun with, with what they're doing.
Well, who's not going to have fun in this situation? You've got your best friends with you, you've got a big smile on your face, you're about to win a big fat check, and right now you can't put a foot wrong. For them, they must be loving every minute of every day.
Well, when we come back after a quick advertisement, we're going to talk to the managers from mTw and Alternate. Don't go anywhere. This is the grand final of the Continental Finals of Europe here at CeBIT on ESL TV.
Back to the Intel Extreme Masters European Grand Finals here, and joining us on the couch, not for the first time today, or not for the first time this week, it's Guido and Sig from mTw and Alternate Attacks. Are about to go at it in the Grand Final. Guys, I've been speaking to you so much today, I'm almost, you must be bored of me, to put it that way. Talk to me, Guido, about your thoughts ahead of this one. I mean, you've said it before, confidence is high, you're feeling good, but having seen what Alternate can do in that previous match, there must always be that shadow of doubt in the back of your mind.
Oh, they can play Counter-Strike for sure. But we feel...
The problem is for mTw, there really isn't that much to say. Perfection is just one word. Do you feel that you guys have almost reached perfection?
You can never reach perfection. There will always be mistakes somewhere and somehow, but we are pretty near perfection, I think, at the moment.
Now, the strength that you guys have that Sig pointed out earlier is any one of your players at the moment can come up with a multi-kill, can find themselves 2 or 3 players. How has that changed? How has that come about? Because if we roll the clock back, I don't know, 18 months or 12 months, this lineup wasn't quite at that level. Is it the consistency of being together, or is it the hours these guys are putting in?
It's mostly the consistency. The hours, of course, it's nice to practice, and the more you practice, the better you get. But it's more about the consistency. They know each other pretty well, almost. Yeah, they know each other very well. That's a big factor in this game.
And as a manager, what is your role at this point?
My role is to make sure that they only focus on playing, not all the other small details and stuff.
All right, now moving along to Sig, you mentioned earlier you felt like you'd already been in the final, so to speak. You'd already won this because this is much more than you expected to get. However, after the way you beat MYM, you must start to think maybe you can do it to mTw.
Yeah, sure, we're thinking of it, but it's far away. We have at least to win 2 maps. But, well, we picked Train this time. We saw mTw playing yesterday versus MYM, a very, very great match. But we feel very comfortable on Train, so yeah, we know we can beat them. Probably not on Inferno, but on, Train.
Is it almost a case on Train of actually the knife round could be one of the most important rounds in the game? Win the knife and choose the CT side?
Hopefully, yeah.
Now, from your perspective and your team, how do you continue to motivate them going into the World Finals? Do you expect now, having seen what they can do here, to be in the final of the World Finals?
Well, no, we are not thinking about it yet. So we just let the day pass and let the next day come, and let's see what happens.
Talk to me about Roman. What are you doing to him? What are you feeding him? How is he doing so well right now?
Which Roman do you mean? Both are great doing. So yeah, well, I guess you mean the new player. Well, he's just a fragger. He has showed a great performance, great aiming skills, and that was like the team needed those fun gaming. It's like fun gaming, just we call it like playing with roller skates, just jumping around and like spot it, like mini steps, and yeah, well, he played great. That's all I can say.
What is your role in this match? What will you do to try and help up that scoreboard?
Well, I try to keep the player focused on the game.
All right, well, speaking of the game, let's get to it. Guys, thank you very much. When we come back, it's going to be the grand final, mTw versus Alternate.
So, Topspot, what do you think? Let's get into the predictions now. Who's going to win this game?
I'd love to say alternate. I'd love to say that team that have given us so many enjoyable matches over the past few days are going to come up and do it again. But you can't look beyond mTw, particularly on Train.
Yeah, I don't think that Train's a good map for alternate attacks to go up against mTw here. I mean, we saw how formidable mTw can be yesterday on Train when they 15-0'd the CT side against Meet Your Makers. And you could say that MYM in that situation weren't playing the best, weren't up to their normal level, but mTw just, once they started getting rounds, they never looked back.
Now, I mentioned to the managers about this knife round, how crucial this could be, getting the CT side, and perhaps, if you're mTw, doing exactly what you did to MYM yesterday. If you weren't with us, they beat MYM CT side on Train 15-0.
Yeah, and that's, in my opinion, really important. I mean, some people shrug it off and say it's not. On a map like Inferno, maybe not, but I honestly think on Train, getting that CT side straight away is a big confidence boost and a big knock to the confidence of your opponents as well. And especially if you start out strong taking pistol, then things are going to go really, really badly. Really, really well from there and badly for your opponent. And it will be mTw that take that knife round, so they will be able to choose their side. And of course, they will take the CT side. Now we're going to get the huddles from the teams. Well, the mTw one is complete with axes and swords.
Complete with axes, swords. They're so confident they've only got 2 of their guys with weapons. You know, the others need some form of an inflatable Danish Viking weapon to make sure of it, or maybe the shields that they used to have. But more seriously now, this is the time when, if you're on that mTw team, you just need to make sure everyone's focused and this confidence that's oozing through doesn't go to your head.
Yeah, that's the only problem I can see from mTw is the fact that they are so confident, they're having fun, that they don't lose the focus and concentration. They've got to keep really on it. They can't be letting things slip here and dropping off their game because, in my opinion, if they stay on the game that we've seen them play against MYM and, to be honest, against every team this tournament, I don't think they should have that many problems.
I don't think they should, but I look at those attacks guys and they're almost lovable in the way that they've played. They've been entertainers, and you know, everyone loves an entertainer. Everyone loves that guy who goes out there and just makes you step back and say, wow. And that's what alternate have been. You have to step back and say, wow, you've been amazing.
Yep, you can see there, mTw in the huddle. Gudo in there as well, the manager, of course. And he's led them to a lot of success, that man. He really has.
He has, and I get the impression that he's not as close to the guys as they are. I mean, they are 5 Danish great friends, but and that he's more business than he is also CS. But he's done a fantastic job. He always keeps them in line.
Yeah, that's a great thing. I mean, it's all well and good to have a manager that maybe is a 6th player in the team, like we saw Kiku doing as part of MIBR, but you need kind of a strong figure there to say, come on guys, stop being stupid, let's play this, and to make those kind of decisions, and as well as obviously be friendly with the guys and go out for food and drinks, whatever with them, and be part of the team, but on that more serious level where you can say, come on, focus.
Yeah, totally agree. There is a difficult balance, and it's a trade-off, you're right, because Kiku's the perfect counter to that. He is their best friend and a top CS player. Anyway, here we go, it's the pistol round. Joe, take us away for this crunch round.
Yeah, let's give you another quick rundown of the teams. You saw them come on stage earlier, but for alternate we have Aprox, Moon, Roman R, Pan, and Roman. And for mTw is MJE, Sunder, Wimp, Sonic, and AVE. And we are going to get another restart in. I think they accidentally killed each other at the start of the round, or fail by, says MJE. So we will actually get this one underway properly now. And what do you think alternate have to do to beat mTw to get themselves in with a chance of winning this game?
Win the pistol round, take those 3 rounds conversion, and then you can happily lose the next 12. But Train is a match where the CT sides will always pick up double-figure rounds, and they'll quite often get into the high into the teens. So as long as you get 3, 4, you're really in with a chance come the second half. So for the fans out here, don't get too downhearted if alternate only get a couple rounds.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if Alternate can manage to pick up Pistol the following two and then the first gun round, they can not so much take the foot off the pedal, but the pressure then is kind of off them a little bit as well. We are seeing Moon already in on the action on the outer side. He's being fired on from the sniper deck. I'm not sure if he saw that man up there, but he will dodge away. The rest of his team have come down Ivy here, and Alternate really making him some ground. We are kill for kill at the moment. Roman R and Moon going to work. Roman R will make it 2, and it's now looking good for mTw. Sunder is the last man standing for the Danes. AVE is already out of it. Sunder only has 20 HP, and he needs to shoot heads right now. Otherwise, this round is going to go to Alternate. He manages one, but Pan follows it up, and that is that magical pistol round for Alternate. That gives them 1, should give them up to 3, but we'll have to see. You never know in a game like this where the tensions are running high and concentration can kind of disappear in a split second.
And for them, it's a case now of making sure that it doesn't go, because it's much harder on CT as well, because it's more expensive. So you're right, it should be 3, but so many times this weekend in particular, we've seen it not be, and only be 2. The German crowd, of course, getting behind Alternate when they won that round, which is a very big factor here. They need to hear your voices, because they said it raises their game by, what, some 40%. As here goes Alternate. Pan opens up the fragging. mTw lose MJE as Pan makes his way in to the train yard now. Has control over it. Prox gets himself that frag. For Germany, he says. As mTw are getting picked off one by one by the 5 still Alternate players. Wimp is still up, not for much longer. And Sunder is the last man alive for the second round in a row. And for the second round in a row, he goes up against a formidable opponent in Alternate attacks. He's coming through those Zen hallways, and bomb finally planted. And now it is a hunt for the player of the year. And you know, Joe, from this perspective, this is a big achievement for mTw. They're on the board. They've done what IEM couldn't. And now they need to make sure that they are consistently asking questions of mTw.
Yeah, the great thing is, even if you're an underdog in this game, you take both pistols, then you've got 6 rounds possibly on the board. And that's a great starting point. So if you can do that, then it's really job done. Sunder will actually blow up there in the explosion, and that will make it 2-0 to Alternate. I'm just looking through the scoreboard at the moment. Pan in that second round was playing very aggressive and was literally just killing people left, right, and center as he went down into that inner sight. Of course, mTw can't afford weapons again this round, so you would be expecting it to go to Alternate as well. And for them, of course, to go 3-0 up in this match. We are actually seeing a push down the white halls from Alternate, and they will move in quickly, and it will be Roman R to open up the scoring. Pan's there as well. Alternate are moving now onto the outside. Pan for a second round in a row, really going to work. A Prox will back Pan up there as he falls. And Wimp only survives for the 1 frag. Here's a Prox. He's spotted a blue shirt at the end of that train, and he will take down Sunder, and that is 3-0. Let's see now if mTw can get the rounds on the board. I mean, if Alternate take this 4th round, well, it's very good from there.
First buy round, crucial moment in any game, but on a train match where Alternate have already picked up 3, well, this round almost counts for double, as they will make their way through now. What they do in this round will dictate the pace and the ebbs and flows of this game. Remember, though, Alternate must win 2 maps against mTw. As if one wasn't enough. Sunder opens up the first, and this is why mTw are so good. AVE comes in with a second, and within the blink of an eye, Alternate's attacks have been nailed down. And AVE gets himself one in onto Roman R, and there is just 2 players left up for Alternate. Make that one! mTw, I don't think many of the Alternate players have even seen the mTw fraggers, but it's going to go the way of mTw, and as they get their way back into this one, if a Prox can get out of this, hold on to that AWP for a full minute, I'd be very impressed. But Joe, I think the word class sums up that round.
Yeah, again, mTw, as soon as they've got money, they're on fire. And Sunder, again, we talked about him before this game, that if he's on form, mTw are going to be on form. And, well, the first kill of this round did fall for him. And he's truly going to make a huge difference in this game if he hits his shots, and he will take out a Prox there, down the back Ivy, and that will be 3-1. First round on the board, on the bye for mTw. Great round.
Interesting you talk about Sunder. I mean, what, 24 months ago at the ESWC 06 finals was his debut for then NOA. In that time, in that very short time in the lifespan of some of these players, considering how long Zonic's been a top player, he's gone on to assert himself as one of the top 5 players in the world.
He certainly has. I mean, no one can deny, you know, Sunder's kind of standing on that world ranking, if you like, of players. And well, his form over the last 2 years just been impeccable. Wimp will take down one, second falls, and it will be Roman R. Prox finally chiming back in for alternate. And it was Wimp that went down. He stopped him getting a hat-trick there and building even more confidence. Sonic will come in with 2 of his own though. And again, this is something that alternate pinpointed from their game last time, that it's really hard against mTw because even though you take down 2 players, all of a sudden, one of them will come up with 2 or 3 frags of their own.
Yeah, that's the big problem. These mTw players, they don't deal in 1s. They deal in 2s and 3s, and it makes it so difficult. And quickly, Alternate's 3-round advantage is pegged back to 1. As the score is 3 rounds to 2. And Alternate will probably have not bored on this one as they make their way through. No, indeed, they haven't. And this could be very, very quick as they dart their way down the ladder and out of that white room into the train yard, funneling across one by one. Shots going across to the middle train. Doesn't happen. Sunder opens up with 1. Wimp and AVE chime in with 2. AVE gets himself the 4th frag of the round for mTw. Prox does answer back up with 1 frag, but it's not enough.
Score comes back to all tied up now, 3 rounds to 3. Let's see now if Alternate can get themselves back into that lead. They did great taking pistol, getting the next 2 rounds, and that was kind of the dream start for them. But since then, it's all been mTw. They've not been able to really find anything Alternate. I'm guessing not really killed anything. I mean, we praised MJE highly before this game. He's not been pushed yet in this game, and he's actually sat on 0 and 3 at the bottom of the scoreboard for mTw. It will be the first kill here for Alternate. AWP ringing out, and we'll bring it to their advantage. 5 on 4. Zonic's actually opening here. Second AWP for mTw. MJE is maybe going to get tested now on this inner side. It looks like they are going to push slowly down there. Prox is watching as well. And MJE is going to have to find himself a nice position to soak up this push. He doesn't know that they're coming around that corner. He's sat in a nice place. He's kept himself back there. He will be spotted by Roman R. He goes down, and Alternate now have that opening on this inner bomb site. They have to move in there quickly. Roman will pick off AVE as well. And now Sunder has to do a big job on this inner site. He's looking over the top. Alternate have moved out very slowly. Just a couple of kills from Sunder could make all the difference for mTw. He's seen ahead, moving up and down from that 3 train. Still hasn't spotted a red shirt, and the bomb hasn't been planted yet. We've still got 30 seconds to go. Alternate made a lot of noise on that inner side, but actually are going to go down and plant on the outer. You can see Roman and a Prox, 2 AWPers on the attack for Alternate. Zonic will sit back here in spawn with his. And to be honest, it's 2 AWPers left for mTw. They're not going to be able to get close enough to take this one. They should try and hold on to those 2 weapons, save a bit of money. Roman will find 1. And now Sunder is the last man standing. He will take out Roman. He's got more coming towards him. Moon will pick the frag up, and Alternate do go back into the lead. 4 rounds to 3.
Very, very good round there from Alternate. If you would have told them at the beginning of the match, you could pick up 4 rounds on T against mTw. Here you go. They would have bitten your hands off. It was a very important position for them to take those rounds, and they did it. Now, mTw somewhat need to make sure it doesn't become 5, because otherwise, as great as they are, they'll find themselves in trouble. This a buy round for mTw. Zonic's already called 1. Sunder goes down at the hands of Roman. MJE, we were talking about being that all-star player in that position. I think Alternate know that. And in the last round, when they were unsure where they were going to commit, they did just leave Roman R waiting for MJE regardless. Eyes on, so he couldn't flank from behind. Zonic gets himself one. Pan goes down. MJE has shot the bomb carrier here. And is going to get himself another frag. Moon is the one down and out. MJE with all the action on him. He has to find Roman. And Roman will be allowed to get in, but he couldn't get out with a bomb. That's what Roman was trying to do. Aprox is going to come and back him up, but mTw have got 3 players sat in this train yard. MJE the most forward of them all, as AVE gets himself the frag on Roman, and Wimp will come up with another. That's going to be that. Aprox goes down. mTw answer back. And it's 4-4.
AVE doing a great job of covering over with that AWP that he picked up a little bit earlier on, and that really helped mTw out in that situation. They bring it back all level, as you say, Toss. Well, we'll now look to go back into the lead. And Alternate, from their point of view, all they need to do is keep this kind of pattern up. If they win one and lose one, they're going to be totally fine with that, because, you know, if they go in anywhere near level at the half-time, then it's all good news for them. We are seeing, of course, an eco now from Alternate. They bought heavily in the last 2. They lost one of them, they won that last one. Now going to drop down the ladder. Very slow, calculated push here from Alternate. They are going to now open things up on this outer site. Get ready for those AWPs to sound out from mTw. It will be AVE and Wimp. Sunder will join in as well. And it's all on this outer site. Easy round for mTw. No real problems with that. And the score is 5-4. And from mTw's point of view, they'll be wanting to take every round from now.
They really will. Considering yesterday against MYM, it was 15-0. On this CT side for mTw. A 5-4 scoreline is almost a catastrophe. But, still a lot of CS to be played. Still 6 rounds left on mTw's half-time, till mTw can get to half-time. They need to stop dropping the odd round here and there. Buy round for Alternate now, as the shot is rattled in. Grenade bounced off that one train as they will get out of there. Pan retreats. Alternate will get themselves back, looking to line themselves up inside. AVE and Wimp will push out, but in fact, Roman will be waiting for AVE. There's going to be some action in his direction as Roman gets himself the frag onto AVE, forces mTw to check the open train yard to make sure whether they can get in there, but I'm not sure what Alternate are going to do here. They drop down the ladder. They are going to commit to a B push. As Pan pushes out, looks to find Wimp, who's up on the bird's nest. Shot comes rattling across through the smoke. Sunder gets himself the frag onto Aprox, and Wimp then in on the action as well. Moon with that AWP finds, looking at the back of that bomb train as the bomb goes down. Moon's still very concerned because he can see the gun. He's calling quite clearly there's someone there, but Sonic comes in, saves the day, gets himself 2 frags. MJE comes in with another one, and that's going to be an easy defuse. Big double frag there. That AWP had to hit the shot going up to the bird's nest, was caught far too distracted, and his teammates weren't able to help him out. mTw pick up their 6th round.
Yeah, that was perfect team play from mTw again. Wimp up on the sniper's nest. Sonic was watching from the opposite side, and they knew that they were looking for Wimp up there after picking up those frags, and Sonic popped out, got the frags he needed there. And credit to Alternate, they managed to get the bomb down on that outer train yard, and when you're faced with Wimp and Sunder really firing down onto you in that area, it's not easy to get even close to that bomb train. So, as I say, all credit to Alternate. They have 4 rounds on the board. This round is going to be tight on money for them, which means, of course, eco, with a couple of deagles mixed in there as well. Trying to stack up now to have a look around. Oh, Sunder will be ready for that one, and that just shows, you know, the kind of, what's the word for it? Prediction is the word for it, of Sunder. You know, he was waiting there. He knows that they're probably not going to peek straight around the corner. He was watching up to the top, and well, he's got that frag. He's made it 2 already. Wimp has fallen to Pan Stiegel. Moon will come around again. Sunder has to back away, but Moon will continue to push in here. You see the grenades coming over. Moon taking a flash, and he's the one that has to move away now for a second. But I think mTw have this one on a lockdown. It's 2 versus 3. Of course, Alternate don't have all that great a weaponry. Well, the bomb is headed towards the inside, and this is, you know, great for Alternate. If they're able to get the bomb down, it's extra money, and it's job done from an eco.
Yeah, most definitely. And with 2 players in, that close side is, if you can hide and you can get a few shots off, you never know, you may find a frag, and in close range quarters, they may be able to find themselves a weapon if they get it. Or if Zonic's got anything to do about it, they'll just all die. And that'll be another round mTw, 7-4. But as you say, money on the board. Sunder gets away with his door. And as you also mentioned, Sunder right now is operating with a 6th sense. He is aware of things before anybody else right now with that AWP and is landing shot after shot. And, well, MJE, who was the Grandmaster for that mTw defense against MYM yesterday, having a harder time of it. But here we go. Moon going his way, but will dart down the ladder with that AWP. Now needs to wait. AVE's waiting for him though. Hello! Walks around the corner into AVE. Big dent in the alternate attack here as they now look to get themselves back. Sunder with his AWP is lining up through the middle of this train yard. AVE gets a second frag. It's Pan that goes down this time. Alternate now hemmed in like a sandwich on the other side for Wimp to gobble on up as he gets 2. Roman though answers back up with 2 of his own. Finally though, MJE comes around and saves the day. And mTw, although expensively, pick themselves up another round. It's 8-4.
And of course, that again will knock the confidence of Alternate, and you can see the Eagles for them again. That's the problem, really. They start losing too many rounds in a row, and their money's going to be severely hindered. And that's going to stop them getting more rounds on. But I think they'll be happy with 4-5. Would be really quite good for them going into the second half. You see Moon already is pushed out very aggressively onto that outer side. Wimp's just caught a grenade from Moon as well, so an opportunity here for Moon to pick something up. AVE will spot him through the smoke. Sunder will continue to watch down towards Pop Dog, but that's not where this alternate push is coming. They're going to test MJE. Let's have a look at MJE and see what he can do. Actually, he's already dead. He's just been taken out by Roman. Zonic will come around to cover, but Alternate, again, maybe a little bit too slow to get into that side. Sunder just spotting an arm there as well on the 3-chain. Look to pick himself up some more frags. Flashes going in over the top. Aprox does have an AWP. Romanar goes down. It's all on Aprox, and AVE will go charging in. They knew where he was. They'd seen him already. Well, that's great stuff again from mTw. They start to build themselves a nice little lead now. They've got 2 more rounds to go, and they'll be looking for them.
They really need to make sure they don't drop another one. It's going to be interesting. mTw, it's been expensive. They had to drop, I think, 3 weapons between the pair of them. It's because Alternate are finding frags in each and every round. If you look on the scoreboard, Alternate are very much in this. The range is between 5 and 9. All of them picking up a handful of frags here and there. And Roman is now looking in the faces of someone. Wimp gets the frag. Can only imagine that Roman was flashed, but smoked. That HLTV didn't display. Wimp and AVE helped themselves to 2 more frags. And, well, you don't see that every day. Aprox is the last man standing. This round hasn't really happened for Alternate. It was by it will take us to the last round of the half. And Wimp may just have helped them out. Still 1-on-4 though for Aprox, and he can't get past the 1, let alone the 4. mTw lead by 10 rounds to 4.
10 rounds to 4, good score so far. mTw, I don't think will be too concerned if they can go in here with 11. It's still only 5 away from victory after all. From there, if they take pistol, then they're going to be looking very, very strong. Of course, the situation, if you're not familiar with the double elimination system, is the Alternate coming from the lower bracket. Of course, they were knocked down there by mTw earlier on. Will have to win not just 1, but 2 maps. mTw need just 1 out of the possible 2 maps here to take home the $25,000 for first place. Of course, second place is $10,000 as well. Here come Alternate. They're pushing onto that outer site here with just Deagles. And they need to watch their backs. They could have a man. Actually, there are some Galils mixed in there as well. Let's see what Alternate can do from this. They are nading down into spawn. Moon will pick off Zonic. There is an AK there as well. Wimp comes back with a double. That's what Alternate was scared of before this game. Roman a little bit far back here for Alternate for my liking. Needed maybe to get in there. Look at Moon though with another double. Again, it will be Wimp that comes back, makes it a hat trick, and we're down to a 1 versus 1. It's Roman with 100 HP versus Wimp with 100. The advantage goes to Wimp though, since he has the M4. Roman will edge his way now onto that bomb train. It has been spotted by Wimp. Surely down yet. Just to 91 there, not so bad. Wimp will find it, and that will be half-time. 11-4 to mTw from the CT side. Do you think they'll be happy with that?
I think they'll look at that last round and say, that could have been 10-5.
Yeah.
And from Alternate's perspective, they won't be happy about that. From mTw's perspective, if you take away the pistol round, they only dropped 1 because of the conversion. However, it then puts the added pressure on the pistol round here in the second half, and to sound like a broken record, it's going to be very, very important. mTw will look at this now and say, if we don't take it, Alternate will start picking up speed and picking up advantage and making sure that that scoreline becomes much closer. So it's important for mTw to have a good start in the second half.
And you can see mTw just having a discussion there at half-time. Alternate, as usual, they never really come away from their machines at half-time, Alternate. No. They kind of sit and maybe use the time to relax and kind of think what's going on and, you know, use their time effectively. I mean, there doesn't, if you look, seem to be much discussion going on in the Alternate camp. They're behind. I guess they just know what they need to do, and that's what they're going to do in the second half.
Remember, though, guys, the Counter-Strike doesn't end after this. This, of course, the grand final of the European tournament, but the World Finals kick off tomorrow. Already seen a few famous faces arriving from the North and South American teams that are here, so it all just gets even more interesting tomorrow, so make sure you join us again as Alternate and mTw are ready to go in this second half.
Yeah, I saw Frodo and Co from EG walking in earlier, so I guess they're watching the game somewhere. And it's always great to see a team like that come back into the game and play 1.6. You know, obviously the more superior game. Again,
it's kind of like, you know, all-stars coming back. Whatever your sport, when a top player comes back, you like his name, you follow his reputation and his history, and that's exactly what's happened in North America right now. That those big names are back, albeit under a different brand, and that's another story we'll savor for tomorrow. But there's still a final to be won here. If Alternate are going to do it, they're going to need to win it here on Train and then on a second map. mTw need, well, just 5 rounds to win this title. They haven't dropped a match yet.
And on stage at the moment, we have Matt, who's got himself into action, and he's having a chat with Sigga.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks. I am with the manager of Alternate. It's sick. It's been an incredible half. You've got the crowd behind you. Have you got any words for the fans? Aufgeht's.
Well, we only scored 3 rounds, so well, we need you more than ever. So, gib Gas, Leute.
So you can say something in German if you wish.
Leute, wir brauchen euch jetzt dringend. Wir müssen die Pistole holen. Ich will euch alle hören hier oben und wir wollen euch alle hören. Gib Gas.
Fantastic. So, we're going into the second round. We want to get the whole crowd involved. We need you behind Alternate. Back to Joe.
What do you think he just said in German? Something like, those commentators are real idiots. Don't listen to them. Well, I reckon that's probably what he said.
Who's this guy that's asking me to speak German next to me?
Okay.
But, you know, encouraging words. So hopefully the crowd will get behind here. The score 11-4 in favor of the Danes. We are going to get those restarts in. MJE says, hurry up, have fun, have fun. We will get this one underway. So, pistol round to sound, as you said earlier, like a broken record. It's super important in this one. If mTw take it, it'll mean they're up on a very highly 14 rounds.
Yes, it's going to be very, very difficult for Alternate to come back should they not take it, but they took the last. And here we go, we're underway. It's the second half of mTw versus Alternate, and Wimp will begin the run for mTw as he gets that forward spawn, and now will charge on through. He's got MJE for company, and the pair of them have covered a lot of ground very quickly. Quickly dart around the corner and down into the
Lower train yard making their way through. Nades have come through and Alternate have quickly decided they're going to fully rotate across, and that's exactly what mTw wanted them to do. They would have liked a few more frags from the mTw side, but the bomb was never going to that train yard. The bomb was with AVE. It went down the Ivy walkway, and Sunder is now going to make sure that he can plant it and cover them. Sunder strikes with 2, and now Alternate find themselves in trouble. One man has torn them apart and taken it from a 5-on-2 to a 3-on-2, holding onto that bomb as he goes. Sunder gets himself the hat-trick frag. AVE comes in with 1. It's all on Aprox versus Sunder. He has to save this one for Germany and Alternate as Aprox goes for it. The bomb looks like it's going to blow. Aprox hold on, and there's Sunder. He's done enough. He's done enough, and that is why Sunder was the CS Player of the Year last year. Unbelievable stuff from the Vikings.
Yep, and Gudo there waving that Danish flag. MJ getting out of his seat and going to give him a pat on the back. And again, Sunder, as you said, Player of the Year last year in the Esports Awards, and in my opinion, completely just. Amazing play by him. That will put mTw 12-4 up. Like we said, winning the pistol round now means that Alternate for 2 rounds, unless something goes wrong for mTw, will be down by 14 rounds to 4. That's a big scoreline to come back from. Roman will pick off the first frag though, and you always have to be careful when there are deagles in play, and mTw know that. They're not going to risk it. They're going to play their strats as though they were going up against a fully loaded Alternate. At the moment, we have MJE. He started off well this second half, and his first half not that great, and I was maybe expecting a little bit more. Maybe I was spoiled yesterday with his performance against MYM. Thunder just waiting at the top of ladder. We've got AVE, who's made his way down Ivy. He'll work back as well. Roman watching from the 5 train down towards the exit of Ivy, but mTw making the way towards that inner side. Roman Art is pretty much the sole defender down there. Of course, Alternate can rotate now that they've not really heard any action on the outer side. And mTw have to make sure that they don't get their heads taken off with these deagles when they go in. It will be MJE to take the first peek out. Here comes the HE. MJE does back away to avoid the full brunt of that attack. AVE has gone to the outer area. Wimp at the moment is the bomb carrier. He's coming through. Ladder room will fly around the corner. Pan not quick enough on the trigger to take him down, and mTw now going to overpower this outer bomb site. They'd force the rotation onto the inner from Alternate. Now they have to come back around and attack the outer bomb site. And well, with USPs, that's surely going to be impossible for them in a 4-on-3. Romanar, though, will take down 1. He does have that deagle. AVE brings it back, but Romanar is still in play. He's up by Pop Dog. Sunder will pick him off. AVE finishes, and mTw move 1 step closer to that $25,000 check.
They are looking undefeatable right now, and as we are in what will be another save round for Alternate, although we did see them mix things up. They've got some frags on the board in this second half that they've not decided to gamble. Will edge their way through. Pan is the man leading it. AVE continues to nade in. Pan dances his way through. AVE chimes back as mTw are in fact all the way over on the other side, putting the bomb down with Zonic, unopposed by the Alternate defense who make their way across. It is 5 mTw players on the firing range that is that A train yard, picking up 2 frags, but Roman reminds us of what he's all about with 2 big frags before AVE and Wimp combine to finish off the round. It's the first buy round for the CT side of Alternate, and it is their last chance.
Yeah, literally they have to win every single round now, which is of course 12 rounds in a row, should they want to win this one without having to risk through overtime. And well, it's doable on CT side of Train in a normal match against a normal team. But mTw, in my opinion, not a normal team. Sunder will open it up and Aprox goes down. That's a bad start here for Alternate. Pan also with just a deagle at the moment, so money is certainly lacking for them as mTw go charging down. There's a real almost rush about the way that mTw are playing here. Thunder's Glock will shut down Moon. It's now a 5 versus 3. Pan coming in with one. Wimp and Zonic really rushing it through at the end, though. Zonic will even get the bomb down, or not at the end, but that will put mTw on 15 rounds to 4. Game point this round for $25,000, and the, you know, kind of the status has been Europe's #1.
It goes from bad to worse for Alternate. That round never got started for them, and now they face, well, 11 match points. As the boost comes in, now it is Sunder who's been boosted up and is looking across. There's nothing for him to aim at the moment. Eyes in wait. The Alternate side are 4 in on that top train yard, but it's just Moon who's going to have to deal with the main force of this mTw assault, which is going to come from the inside and into that small train yard. It's going to be Moon who opens up, gets himself the frag onto MJE, but Wimp shuts him down, and Alternate now rotate 3 players across to the side. Sunder will drop down the ladder looking to catch anyone from behind. There's nobody there for him. mTw have been slow in their entry to the site, despite taking out the one man that was defending. As Wimp now sets himself up, spies one at the back of the train, gets down by Roman. This time with the AWP, a Prox comes in with his own, and Roman R comes in with one. This is going to be it for Alternate. They are going to get that Alternate train moving again as they begin the long and winding road back into this match. Nade comes in and Sunder's position is compromised, but it is Sunder. It is not entirely beyond him. But Pan makes sure he's down, and Alternate pick it up.
15 rounds to 5. As we've said, Alternate now have to win them all. They do have a chance to bring it still into overtime, but well, I guess you could say it's a good start on that, but as it's just so far away. It must seem so distant for Alternate right now, those 10 rounds in a row. But if they get a few together, their confidence will be soaring. They really could do this. We're seeing a push from AV straight onto that outer yard. The flashes being dropped down between the 5 and 6 trains, and they will actually make their way into the inner side. Zonic has gone outside. So Prox will pick off MJE. Not sure where Prox was there, but he will find his second onto Zonic. And Alternate opening up once again with 2 AWP frags. And actually, this is a 3 AWP defense. Roman, a Prox, Roman, and who was the other one? Pan. No, not Pan. There is another one that has an AWP. Moon. Yeah, 3 AWPs on the defense, and that's got a lot of stopping power, but if you miss your shots, it can be really costly, and it's just really the last ditch. The bomb will get defused in this round. Of course, it will go to Alternate. 15 rounds to 6, and that should force a difficult money situation for mTw now.
The way to counter a 3 AWP defense I'd recommend for mTw is to quickly rush into one site.
Yep,
and
smokes down and rush.
Yeah, and try and nullify that, because 2 rotating AWPs coming in on a short range site won't be of much help to them. So mTw may have some ideas about that. And they are going to run 4 up the Ivy Walkway. They'll take on Pan, and if they can get that frag... Oh, no, they can't! Pan comes up with 2. Double headshots apiece. HG follows up for the hat-trick. Roman R comes in with 1. Wimp finally silences Pan, but then has to deal with Roman R. And Alternate are beginning to get the wheels in motion.
15-7, and mTw can't quite crawl over that finish line. They've got plenty of time to do it. There's no rush for them. You know that still 8 rounds lie between that and an overtime situation, which for Alternate would be a dream come true again. mTw will grenade out again to that outer side. Return grenades thrown out by Alternate down Ivy. mTw split up here. Zonic's actually down to only 18 points of health, which from the start of a round is far from ideal. They still have all 5 players alive, but they have to do something with it. And it seems like mTw don't quite know what to do yet. They need to get an early pick, decide where to go from there, as they know there are 3 AWPs in play. A Prox there, Got Moon on that side, so the inner side is pretty much a no-no right now. The outer side has Roman watching Ivy. He could be called actually into action here. You can see the smokes down on the floor. It's not drawn on HLTV. Moon will pick off Sonic. Roman surely going to be put under attack here. He will. AVE had his back to Roman. Roman did take some damage, but manages to hop away. The bomb's down in an awful position as well for mTw to recover. MJ will try it. He gets one headshot picked off by Roman's AWP, and the last man standing will be Wimp. Sorry, there's two men standing for mTw. One of them is Sunder, and now it comes down just to him. With an AWP, he looks up there from ladder. Not sure if he hit that shot, but Pan hit more of them. And that will be another round, 15-8. And it's getting closer and closer every single round here. And that's what Alternate have to do. Not think about the big picture of, 10 rounds when they started, but think, let's win this round. Let's win this round and do it one by one.
If you believe in Santa Claus and if you believe in the Easter Bunny and all sorts of other spiritual icons, then maybe you can believe in this alternate comeback, because it is doable. It is trained, they do have momentum on CT side, but it is mTw. That's the problem. That's the Santa Claus killer right there. So mTw have Sunder going long. He has an AK this round with man, including the bomb carrier, going the other way. Sunder's clearly going to be the man who's going to try and go and divert it. Fire coming in as mTw are on the other side making entrance. Aprox gets himself a frag, as does Moon. Sunder, the flanker, gets himself one, but is going to struggle to get any more because Aprox has dropped him, and now it's all on Sonic, the bomb carrier, in a 1-on-4 situation for mTw. This doesn't look good because, well, the Germans are growing in confidence, and this triple AWP defense is proving impossible to beat.
15 rounds. 9, actually. My calculations are wrong. Alternate. You have that chance. Just look at the scoreboard here. You can see that Roman Hour and Pam doing a great job. Roman just behind them there, and these three AWPs are really causing mTw some trouble. They can't figure out a way to actually work it into a site. They know that they only need the one round, but at the moment they just don't know where that's going to come from and what strategy will allow them to get that round. We have Pan, who's been playing brilliantly so far this tournament for Alternate, up on the sniper deck. Wimp is actually still back in spawn, so can imagine from that mTw in this situation are taking this eco round as somewhat of a timeout, holding things back, and obviously using the 2 minutes to discuss how that round's going to come about.
My recommendation to them would be to go down Ivy as 5 and push in. It's a lot harder for an AWP to get a shot there, and looking at the way Alternate is set up, they actually don't have an AWP lined up there. Roman and Moon are over on the other side. You'd nullify them if you're quick. If you get in, beat Roman R, then getting that bomb down very quickly, then you're going to do very well. You can, again, cancel out the AWPs by working in and around the bomb train and do it that way. Other than that, there are very few areas on this map where the AWPs won't be able to hurt you. So, from that perspective, I can't see them taking the A train yard with 2 AWPs, one on either entrance, which are both long-range entrances. I can't see them taking the B train yard. Here we go. The attack comes through. Aprox and Roman R open up as Pan and Aprox both pick up one, and then the last man is Pan to find the frag onto Sonic. And, well, we'll see. They've had those 2 minutes to work it out. What have they drawn from their conclusion? Because it's 15-10. It's very much game on.
Certainly is game on now. Alternate having a great CT side here. Obviously, mTw have put up 4 rounds already on that T side, but the final one is, well, non-existent for them at the moment. We've seen 4 men, now 5 men actually push straight down into the white holes. Alternate are trying something a little bit different right now. I've got to watch this. We've got to get close because Wimp is about to meet, well, his death or what? We don't know. MJE will meet his death. Moon goes around there. They're going to try and chase those players down. HG's come flying in as well, and mTw have to back away from that situation. It was an aggressive defense on the inner side by Alternate, and that's really phased mTw by the looks of things. They're not moving right now from that position. They don't know how to get into that site without meeting a Prox and Moon, the two AWP players who are watching that inner site at the moment. We have AV working his way down, actually through Ivy. Let's get around to him. So he could cause some damage. He could catch some people unaware. One of them being Romanar, who will be spotted at the back by Romanar, and Prox will pick off Sunder as well. Nades thrown out by AVE as he looks for a wall spam to take some health away. Smoke will pop in his face, they push out, AVE still manages to get it, Wimp brings on back as well, this could be it, but Prox is still holding very strong, and he's got also Roman in CT spawn to give him backup, and they've seen that head of one of the last two remaining players. Wimp is one of them. And it is a 3-on-2 with mTw, with alternate. Now a 3-on-1. Wimp is last man standing. He's got two orbs to find. He finds the one of Roman, which has been so deadly to mTw. He's looking for another one as the grenades come across. And surely that's taken down too much of his health. Prox will find him, and that will be 11 rounds to 15. And alternate may just do it.
Well, that was 2 rounds in one almost. That first push from mTw was going to be a race down the inside and get into that site very quickly. But unbelievably, on the round that they were going to do that, after that 2-minute timeout, was the round that alternate, for whatever reason, decided they'd push 4 people up that walkway. Crazy stuff, but it came off. mTw are going to try it again, though. They are going to try the exact same strat again. It hasn't worked because AVE's been down, going up the Ivy alleyway. But the rest of them now make their move coming in. Moon gets himself one with the first frag. Sonic quickly races around. Moon is finally going. No, he just won't die. How he pulled that one off, I'm not with it. Moon says lol himself. And Pan gets himself the frag. 8-4 the score this second half. That takes us to 15-12. I'll tell you what, this is very, very
That was insane from him. He even said LOL at the end. He didn't quite know how that happened and how he didn't die. He was burst firing that Glock as well at really close range. So, you know, when you're unlucky, I guess. mTw now trying something a little bit different. They're going to go with 2 men down Ivy. 3 men coming out through the team middle area. MJE will turn his back as the flashes go down, and maybe mTw can get far enough out here to cause the real damage. A Prox will pick off one. Pan is out of it. He was up on sniper deck, and now mTw move around. MJE will catch one, not the second though. A Prox and Moon both coming back. Sunder is still alive for a split second as a Prox takes him down, and it's now a 2-on-1. AVE is that last man alive. He's got to find 2 frags. He doesn't know where they are. And actually, he's just spotted one man jumping down from a train. A Prox will peek him. A Prox has been on fire in the second half. And I can't find a weak link at all in alternate. I mean, Roman is the lowest fragging player. He's the one that seems to have been hitting the most of his shots when they need to be hit on that inner side. The score is 15-13. We have 2 rounds to go. And T side of mTw cannot find this final round.
Now let's see, some of those players had to rebuy. Did they rebuy with 3 AWPs is the big question, but this is all going to kick off very quickly here as mTw hop their way through in those white hallways. And alternate may push up from behind, but Sunder and AVE have got their 6. Go those 3 players for mTw. Quickly, the rest reverse, hightail it out of there and try to throw the dummy. MJE is clearly will eventually go down that ladder, but the rest of those mTw players are nowhere to be seen. AVE took some damage, but has gone long. His shots call Romanar to move position. And mTw have exhausted their strategy book to find something in this one. mTw side are slowly but surely going to make their way in. They rush in, I guess, the old-fashioned way, straight through the first door, and a double frag comes in from Roman and Pan. Roman then goes down, as does Pan, as Wimp takes offense. Romanar chimes in with one with that M4. It is Sonic that goes down. Now, up on the train is Sunder with that AWP. Looking across to the Zen hallways, he's got Wimp to help him out, but Sunder's AWP is going to be crucial here. Wimp can't do much to help him. In fact, Wimp can't do anything because he's dead. And so Sunder! The score of 15-14.
eine Runde noch, Mann.
Well, we've seen alternate on stage come back in these games. I think every game we've seen almost of alternate has been 16-14 as well. So maybe that would be a good prediction for this one, but it will come down to this final round of the second half. If it goes to mTw, they win the game and the tournament. If it's won by alternate, then we are going to see overtime here in this grand final of the Continentals. Well, at the moment, it is kill for kill. Roman R and Sonic have both given team some kind of lifeline. Pan will bring it back in favour of alternate, and Prox will back it up as well, and only 2 remain now for mTw. They have 4 people to kill. MJE makes it 3, as mTw have to get this round. They want to avoid this overtime, because at the moment it's alternate who have all the momentum going for them. MJE and Wimp, the last 2 players remaining. Let's take a look how healthy they are. In fact, every player up still has 100, so it's certainly not a done round. 3 players alive are actually, as you can see, a Prox with an AWP, Moon with an AWP, and Roman's got an M4, just to mix things up there. They know that that 3 AWP may not work so well against 2 people. A Prox is watching from the opposite side. A Prox will go down. That's the opening that mTw needed. They're going to rush now into this upper side. Let's see if they can get that bomb down and get things moving. They've got Moon just around them here. Moon will pick off MJ. It's all on Wimp. He takes down Moon. It's 1v1 and Roman! You can see exactly how they are. And from 11-4 down at the half, they brought it back to 15-15. What a fantastic game, and what a fitting game for the final.
Can you believe it? Wimp, the man who pulled off a 1 versus 3 earlier on in a very similar situation, unlucky that time not to find the frag. It was almost pistols at dawn or Western. You expected Clint Eastwood to walk out any moment. For alternate, it was the comeback of all comebacks. To 15 all we go. We go to best of 3. And that is sorry, best of 5. And that is a question mark. The first question mark that's been put on mTw. This is the first time since this tournament started that they have failed to win the map in 16 rounds. So, good stuff by alternate.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I honestly really can't believe they did that. I mean, the 11 rounds in a row that they needed, they took them all, every single one of them. And as we said, momentum counts for a lot in this game, and when you start to put 2, 3, that can quickly build into 6, 7, and then you get there a lot easier than you may have imagined when you looked at the scoreboard at halftime and found yourselves 11-4 behind.
What is being said in that huddle right now from mTw? They are, for the first time, looking rattled, because the smiles are gone, the Viking toys are left down. They've lost what's made them so captivating this week, and they now have to get down to the serious business of finally being challenged.
And at the moment, you look on the opposite side, and alternate are hugging each other. They've pushed this to overtime. There's still quite a long way to go, and you don't know what's being said over there either. But I know one man that does. It's Matt Ryder.
This really is one of the most epic moments in esports history. You have to be here at CeBIT to believe it. And I'm standing here with Moon. Yet again, Moon, I want you to communicate with the fans, the spectators. You can talk in German, tell them exactly what you want.
Ich weiß jetzt gar nicht, was ich sagen soll. Ich bin so aus der Fassung. Es ist einfach so geil, hier zu spielen, und wir brauchen einfach euren Support, damit wir das Spiel jetzt holen. Also bitte, haut bitte rein und schreit uns an. Bitte, bitte, auf geht's jetzt, Attacks! Woo!
Let's get back into the game.
I believe he said, sorry, guys.
I think he may be happy with the fans. You guys have been great, and well, like Moon said before at the end of the last game, that alternate play 40% better when they have the crowd behind them. And if they didn't have that 40%, they wouldn't have taken 14 rounds.
The other fact is, all of you guys that have stayed here are truly hardcore, because I think as I look over, everyone else is gone. You guys are the last ones here, because CeBIT closes at, what, 5 o'clock, and it's now 6 or something. And you guys are hardcore, to put it politely. So good on you for staying. Well, good on these guys for giving us a 15-15 game, and time for alternate to
smile and have a joke. And Roman on the end, he's the one. He jumps up every round that they win, cheers them to victory. When you've got that chap who makes it fun to win, it's a heck of a lot easier. But, mTw are set down. They are wanting to get this back underway.
I think this pause now where one man has apparently gone to the toilet, I think this favours mTw. You know, if we'd have jumped straight into there, alternate would have been, you know, high, completely high on what's been happening. And I think mTw now sat down, chilling out, going through what they're going to do. This gives them the time to get things in action. And just to give you a rundown of what will happen in overtime, it's max rounds 5. So 5 rounds on each half. $10,000 start money, so we get straight into the action, no pistol rounds at the start, and we get straight into the killing.
$10,000 is, of course, the prize for second place here as well. $25,000 for first place. And, of course, both of these teams will be involved in the World Finals that kicks off here tomorrow.
And, of course, that money is just a bit of a teaser going into the World Finals as well, where we have $200,000 up for grabs. Yeah, machine's crashed.
Joe, I normally break computers quite easily, but you over this week have managed to savage these machines. Fixed it. Yes.
So toss going into overtime. Who do you think is going to take this one now? Because, you know, at half-time we said we can't really see alternate coming back from that. Especially after, you know, those 3-4 rounds that mTw managed to pick up after winning pistol. But what now? Who knows now?
A good question. I'm not a brave enough man to say who's going to win this. I'm guessing. You've still got to favour mTw. You still can't take. You can't forget how well they've played over this day. But for alternate, they are a big team who are in the top of their game right now. They are on cloud 9. They are cloud 9. Well, in a moment, we're going to get this one started as all the players are now sat back down. The press on there, all of esports budding writers and photographers have had a field day this past day as they have been clipping away with their pictures, making sure that they very much, all of these things are going up very quickly. So make sure you check your favorite coverage websites to see all of the action, but of course, you're here on ESL TV where you can live the action.
Certainly can, just as worthy. And we have 5 players on the correct teams now, so it looks like we're going to get things underway. We're going to get the restarts in. Like we said, max rounds 5, so first team to reach 6 rounds is the winner. And of course, you start with about $10,000. I mean, alternate obviously now stick on that, go back to the terrorist side like they did in the first half. They've got to get off to a better start in this one.
They really do. They need to make sure that they're quick out of the blocks and that mTw are. It's basically a case of carrying that momentum forward. If they can do that, then yeah, very much there's a game on here. But if not, then mTw could walk away with it. We're live after the restarts. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Find your voices once again for alternate and mTw.
So, straight back into the action. As we said, mTw will start out on the stronger CT side for this first half of overtime, and that will surely give them some kind of advantage. Restarts being called in already. They have a demo bug and can't buy, so we'll get that back up and running in a second. And, you know, just how much of a difference do you think it makes in overtime compared to the normal game? Obviously, there's no pistol round, and for the T side, in my opinion, that can make it a little bit harder.
Yes, because you've got a mental block that'll come your way. If CT goes as it normally does, and the mTw side here would pick up an advantage and a head start, then it could be a big mental block. Alternatively, you could look at it and say, well, alternate, the wind is in their sails, and it could be a benefit to them to play the harder side first.
Let's see exactly how it goes, because at the moment, alternate have really charged out here. That T middle area, you can see a Prox actually on the 6 train. He's taking fire there from the 5, and he will be taken out by AVE. We have Moon as well watching the inner for alternate. Now things slow down. They've lost that one man already. They don't want to be losing anymore, and that's why alternate have stopped in their tracks. And now waiting for the next bit of action to come in. Wimp is, as usual, defending the outer with AVE and Sunder. We have Zonic and MJ on the inner. At the moment, as you can see, Alternate undecided as to where to go. They've found no opening in this mTw defense just yet. And mTw were great on defense. You know, they were good. But on the attack, they really struggled to find any way into the game. And you have to kind of feel that if Alternate go out with that kind of strategy again, those 3 AWPs really did stop mTw doing anything on T-side.
Yeah, quite right in the, well, unorthodox from Alternate, but it certainly did its job. And if you compare it to chess almost, those rooks, the castles of the AWPs, just clean out the straight lines that dictate train, those in between the train yard straight lines. So you're right.
Let's see this push then. Alternate are going to go for the outer area. Flashes and smokes being put down. They are moving out. Sunder will open up with the first one. mTw looking good here on the defense. It's down to just 3 men for the Germans. They continue to push, but they can't get those kills. Wimp and AV will make it now. Just 1 man left. It is Moon, and he only has 14 health points, and he's 1 on 5. He's got 3 seconds. He's just going to try to keep a hold of that AWP. But AV is having a look around. He can't see him. He thinks he's up in T-spawn. He's not. And that will be kept for Moon for this second round. So 1-0, mTw take the lead.
And suddenly all the bad thoughts and negativity that would have been going through their head after the losing of that second half have come back, have gone. And mTw will soon, if they win this, find their voices and their Viking swords once more. That is reference to the plastic toys they've got. Here we go. Roman will look to fire on through as the shots come across. It is MJU's pushed out once again. He's been quiet for mTw today. He wasn't yesterday. Prox will lead the assault. He's going to go in towards Wimp any second. In fact, I thought I saw Wimp just shooting at them, but
yeah, he knocked him down to 28 HP, but decided, nah, I'm not going to finish that one off. He waited, and actually his teammates are doing the job that Wimp maybe should have done earlier on. Zonic, especially at the back, with the double. He's looking for the third. He finds it. AV dealt with Roman on the inner. And, well, mTw again looking very, very solid on the defensive, taking 2 from the possible 5 of this round. And if they get up to that 5, then already Alternate have to come back. But they took 11 rounds in a row in the second half of the main game, so who even knows what's going to happen?
Well, the big problem is, in those 2 rounds, Alternate have neither got a bomb down, nor got a single frag. They are, well, impotent at the moment with those weapons, and that's demonstrated by the fact that they're quickly forced into a save, and I think this is really playing into mTw hands right now. I could see this going to 5-0, as Alternate have set their stall out to come through the white hallways. I think even a frag would be a good start for them. Now as the 4 of them make their way down the ladder, quickly funneling on out. Wimp finds himself the first. Now the shots rain on through. Roman R's got the first frag of the half for Alternate. Now Wimp looks for the help of Zonic, who gets 2 more. Alternate down, Alternate out. It's 3 rounds to 0. Good stuff from mTw.
Yep, Alternate, of course, on the save there. They now have some money to put into action. To pick up, well, you'd say ideally 2 from this, but 1 round, I think the way that things are going now would be all right for the Germans. They seem to like having their back against the wall and having the pressure mounting on their shoulders. Certainly that's the way they've played so far in this tournament, and up to now, of course, the grand final. It's worked out perfectly for them. Romanar at the moment has just dropped down into the ladder. We'll wait out here by Pop Dog. See if he can spot anyone from mTw, but Alternate are moving a lot faster than we saw from them when they actually played T in the main game. And that's something that's changed here just a little. Of course, they only got 4 rounds there, so they may have decided that, well, let's take this to mTw, see what we can do. Again, it's AVE that manages to chime in with 2. Pan puts a stop to that, and again, mTw did this against MYM as well. And sending a man round the back often catches your opponents, especially on this outer train yard, completely unaware because they're just not focused at looking at that back area. MJ's found himself 1 as well. The AWP of a Prox goes down, and it's all on Pan. for me, the man of the match so far, really. For alternate, Sunder will take him down. A big scream from the manager, and that will make it 4-0. One round remaining in this first half of overtime. Let's see if mTw can make it the ace.
This has been very, very good from mTw. The fun times are over and the serious professional side of mTw is being shown. When they want it, they will take it from you and you will bleed. That is pretty much the way that they are operating right now. mTw are lined up and waiting for them. AVE's going to have a lot of action coming his way as he's already lost his teammate Wimp. AVE opens up with one, but Pan stops him. Pan's got both of those frags. Sonic with a beautiful HE, chimes in with a headshot as well as Pan goes down, puts mTw up a man. Roman and Moon follow! And it's 5-0 at halftime. And mTw play absolutely blindingly. Sonic in particular, rolling back the years.
And 4 frags at the end there for Sonic, and you know, AVE did a good job to get into that position. He saw his teammate fall in front of him to a grenade, and well, he was able to finish things off. So we are going to get the team switches in. We are going to get the restarts. Alternate, again, a familiar story for them. They have to win every single round of the half to force us into a second overtime. Just one of the 5 needed by mTw, and they are the champions and $25,000 richer.
No pressure.
Super schlechten Spawn.
No.
Smoke mir bitte einer den K-Gang. Ich geh Spot vor.
Was hast du? Okay. Willst du den kleinen Raum?
Alternate defend on this CT side. They did a good job of it during the main game. mTw couldn't find a way back in. I have to check the players and see what they've got. Romanar is usually in his usual position, actually. Ivy there with an M4. Sunder will peek out onto the top of that 6 train. Moon is open from the Z hallways. A proxy is open from the back. And Roman has gone for an M4. So it's only 2 in play this time for alternate. We'll see if that impacts on the way that this round goes out for them. Prox will see an arm and he will take it off. It was Sunder. That is the first kill and the first opportunity for alternate to get back into this game. You can see that mTw have slowed things down now. They don't know exactly where the defenders are on this outer side, but they are going to make their move now. Flashes and smokes all down. The HEs will follow as Pan picks up 1 frag onto AVE. Wimp stops and looks back. He's seen Pan up there, and Pan makes it a hat-trick. Looking for more here. MGE finally takes him down, and it's a 1-on-4. Surely this round is going to alternate. It is. Roman will shut him down, and that is 5-1. Is it going to be the same story again?
Well, I can't look into my crystal ball and tell you that. But for mTw, they need to make sure their attack finds the potency that they didn't have. They need to find that hole that wasn't there in that last round. They only got that 1 frag in the first round of this overtime attack for them. Let's see, AVE and Wimp are going to push in up long. They'll find Romanar as now Romanar is the one who's going to be called into action. AVE and Wimp have been able to go a long way here. They've naded in and retreated a bit. Will now nade back. Nade comes in right onto Romanar. He must be hurting from that one as AVE will retreat. Romanar pops his head around the corner, finds the frag. Good work as Roman then comes up with another one. It's MJE that's gone down. Sunder and Wimp find 2 frags here for mTw. And now we're at a 3 versus 3. Sonic and Sunder are putting the bomb down on the A train yard. Moon and Aprox are over there looking to do some damage. Romanar is cleaning up the mess at the first train yard. mTw are 2 frags away from winning this one now as Aprox goes down. It's Moon and Romanar to save the day for alternate. Can they do it? Making their way across from the exit of the Z hallway. Romanar pokes his head around the corner, shoots his load too early. Sonic gets himself the frag on the Moon. It's all on Romanar now. 1 versus Sunder, and Sunder makes his way across. He looks to go and get the defuse. Wimp's still alive as well. Romanar's frag Sunder. Wimp makes his way around the corner and wins the match and the tournament for mTw. Finally, someone asked the question of mTw, can you go the long haul? And they said, yeah.
Brilliant play from mTw in the end. You know, that I guess really shook up after that main, the main game where they drew 15-15 after being 15 rounds to 7 up at one point. No, sorry, 15 rounds to 4 up. 11 rounds in a row. Absolutely crazy comeback by alternate. And I think the alternate are going to be really happy with this. You know, they've lost, it was in overtime. Yes, it's a bit annoying when that happens, but actually they've completely overdone what they thought they were going to do, what every probably journalist ever thought they were going to do, what every fan out there that's watching the streams or HLTVs thought they were going to do. And they've surprised everyone, and they're showing that now this season coming up, 2009, of course, they're still in the global finals, which start tomorrow here at CeBIT. They've got a real chance there as well.
They've shown that mTw are perhaps not the invincible side that everyone's put them down to. There is a hole in that mTw defense. You can find 15 rounds against them. The question is, can anyone get that 16th?
That is the difference. And, you know, mTw there looked shook up. It was really strange to see them not able to find that one round that they needed for a full 11. In the end, of course, they managed to win it through in the overtime, and, well, they looked certainly happy, if maybe relieved after they won that game. And, well, Sonny actually is sporting his axe as usual, and, well, our good friend Matt Ryder is there to chat to him.
Wow, what an incredible game. I'm almost speechless. And I am here with two of the stars from mTw, Zonic and Wimp. Guys, you had sweat dripping down your faces. And Alternate really pushed you. Aprox was a beast. Roman R was Roman R. Tell me exactly what was going through your heads during that game.
I don't know, when we started at CT, we lost the pistol round, and we only gave away one round in the gun round, so we won 11-4. And we won the pistol round as T and was actually leading 4-0, so we kind of thought we had the game there. But yeah, as you said, Aprox and Roman R just, I don't know what happened to them, and I don't know what happened to me or the rest of the team. But yeah, they gave us a tough match, and yeah, fortunately we could win at the end.
The whole of the crowd here at Hanover were behind Alternate, behind the German team. Did that give you any pressure? Did that make you struggle at all during the game?
We saw the crowd from the previous game against the Medium Megas, but we couldn't actually hear it because of the headsets. So we just kind of focused on our game. But we're kind of used to it from the Asian games when we are in China and Korea. So it wasn't a problem for us.
And you've just had so much success this year. You won WCG 2008. I mean, do you guys make Counter-Strike boring?
I don't know. I didn't think this final was boring, but we just make some new strats for this year, and they're looking. It looks like they're working. So
you beat Meet Your Makers 16-3 yesterday, and this was probably your hardest game of the tournament. Do you think that this game will give Alternate the drive to come back and beat you in the global finals?
I don't know. We have a lot of respect for attacks. We practiced against them before we went here, and they were really good. So we knew what we were going into this tournament. But of course, we fear them at the global finals. So yeah.
Do you think you can compare your reign of dominance to that of SK's in 2003 behind the leadership of Elements when they won almost every CPL event that year?
I don't know. I think the game is much tougher now than it was like in 2003. So yeah, I think it's hard to compare, but I definitely think we're getting there.
Don't be so modest.
Huh?
Don't be so modest.
Sure.
So that was Zonic, and let's go back to Daniel Balada, who is on the stage.